This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you hear that? That's the sound of a breakthrough. And you can have one too when you start working with a therapist. See what therapy can do for you at betterhelp.com/allies.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California. This week I'm joined by Bradley Ellis.
Hello.
Michael Huber, still looking at that phone.
Michael Leroy is the Shadowman.
Oh, the other one?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, you're looking it up. Okay.
Michael Damiani.
Yeah, how's it going?
And in the control room, making it all happen, we got Isla Hink,
Hi.
Don Casanova.
He's
Oh, the
brandishing
claw.
his claws.
There's a claw on screen for
The
listeners.
claw.
And then the gifter of the claw, Gabby Montoot. Friends, we're here to talk about the biggest headlines in video games this week. We're going to talk about all the Redfall stuff and the Backlash. There's a new Shadowman coming, as we were alluding to earlier. A new Double Dragon is coming. And we're going to check out our Discord's top 10 healing items.
Ooh.
Oh, I've been waiting for that one.
But before we get started, we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Isla, begin corrections music, please.
Beep.
I didn't want to pull a specific correction on this, but a lot of people were leaving additional info on the CMA case with Microsoft and Activision.
We got something about that wrong.
Yes. But thanks for all the extra details. One of the biggest takeaways in there is just that it's pretty rare for any appeals to succeed with this CMA decision to the point that they will actually be overturned. However, Microsoft is basically obligated to do anything they can because if they walk away from the deal, they owe Activision $3 billion.
Yep.
Yeah.
My God. It's a lot of cash.
Yep.
Why?
That's just the terms.
Yeah, that was the terms.
Crazy.
Yep.
That's like if you're going to buy a house and they're like, if you don't buy the house, you owe us half the cost of the house.
Well, no, it was like
2% of the house.
$68 billion or whatever.
Yeah.
Crazy. I flubbed and I asked whether Sony was up to 40 studios with the acquisition of Firewalk. My dumb brain just like doubled the number. When they revealed the Firewalk acquisition, they said it was their 20th
yeah.
under PlayStation
Your
Studios.
brain's not dumb. You have a beautiful mind.
Sometimes we just misspeak.
Yeah. The Street Fighter game listed Chun-Li's Super as Kikoken, which did seem a bit off. Kikoken is the basic Fireball. The Super is Kikokusho.
Duh.
Super Tilt Pro, that game with the built-in Wi-Fi card and all that,
So sweet.
it would not work on something like the Retron because the Retron dumps the ROM. It doesn't actually play off the cartridge.
Got it.
Whoa.
That original tech.
Yeah, so you need something that's actually using the cartridge while it's running. And this is maybe a little picky, but Brad mentioned a canceled Kingdom Hearts anime that didn't look very good, as your quotes. That was a storyboard animatic for a Kingdom Hearts cartoon series back in 2003, which was posted online by the would-be director of said series. However, it was just a rough initial pitch. It was not indicative of any kind of final quality.
Well, the
whatsoever.
stuff we saw did not look good. Yeah. So I'll stand by my statement. Yep.
It's just rough storyboard stuff. Yeah.
An animatic.
If you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments on either the public version or the Patreon version of this episode. Start with the word correction so I can search for it, and leave a timestamp so I know what the heck we were talking about. End corrections music.
Beep.
All right. Best way to start a podcast.
Game announcement.
Game announcements. Shadowman.
Hell yeah.
Darque Legacy. Darque spelled Darque. Yeah, they put out
Fancy.
a CG teaser this week. panning over a table full of trinkets and props. There's all kind of stuff in there. There's a poster for the Lead Belly. Do you know the Lead Belly in any way, Hubert?
No.
Are you familiar with any of the lore?
My Shadowman lore is very minimal. I just
Yeah.
really like the first game.
Yeah, the one that was on N64
Yeah.
and a bunch of platforms back
And
then.
now fully remastered, which we streamed a while ago.
Yeah, and that was just called Shadowman and then Shadowman Remastered, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No other subtitles.
Yep.
But that poster lists January 17th with Jack Boniface on there. So I don't know. I guess he like plays music or something maybe.
Cool.
And then there's like coins, there's rings, there's his scythe is on there, bottle caps, keys, books, skull, feathers, beads, all that good stuff. There's a song sheet in there. The Voodoo Hazard is the name of the song.
Sweet.
And then there's a vinyl Sammy J hot plate. So all kinds of little things. If you know Shadowman,
Yeah, a lot of comic books.
let us know if
Tons of
any of that
lore.
means anything to you. And Isla, you can run this already while we're going. But yeah, it's going to release 2024 on PS5, Xbox, and PC. Coming from
Well, there's no PS4 there.
yeah,
Yeah, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
2024.
It keeps
Yeah,
happening.
so.
It keeps
I
happening.
know.
It's coming from Australian publisher Blowfish Studios. So that's interesting because they've done a lot of games, but I look through their catalog. I don't really know any of them.
Okay.
So I'm curious whether, what we should be expecting in terms of how high budget this is going to be.
Absolutely. A lot of questions. I mean, nothing but questions at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool that Night Dive, though, did the remaster recently. So if you're curious, you can hop back into the original very, very easily. I really loved that game as a kid. It was very mature, in a very adult video game as a kid that I played. And when it was funny revisiting it on stream because it was just as difficult as I remember.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, when you play a game as a kid and you go back to it, you're like, why was this hard when I was a kid? I should be able to beat it now. It's chill. So difficult to just navigate and figure things out. Very obtuse, very confusing level design. So very challenging game. Still to this day, I've never finished it, but I've played it a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the press release specifies action horror, which we would expect, I think.
Yeah.
Challenging melee combat,
Sweet.
and obviously with the scythe, as we mentioned earlier. The quote, horrifying, punishing, but rewarding experience. So,
There it is. So they know. Yeah, it's a difficult game.
yeah.
But I imagine nowadays, modern, hopefully some of the navigation and stuff is a little more streamlined,
Yeah.
Because even going back to the remaster, playing that, it was like, just this, the visuals and the combination of the visuals and the level design both is just really hard to wrap your head around. It's like, where can I go? What am I supposed to do? So
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of which, follow a dark path
Obviously.
from the land of the living to the hellish realm of the dead side as you cross the veil between both. So
sick.
could be some light world, dark world kind of stuff. I'm curious what level design will be like in that. They say it's the first venture into gaming since the PS2 era. First new game.
Whoa.
Yeah, I never played there was a PS2 sequel that was not as well received, but I never played that one. Just the original.
Yeah.
I had a poster on my wall. I loved it so much from Nintendo Power.
And Volition, or not Volition, but Valiant is making sure their name's on this for sure. It was like, you associate this with the comics.
Nice.
Valiant
Nice.
comics.
Very nice. Yeah, there's a ton of comics. For sure.
The same Valiant that did those Nintendo comics back in the day.
That would be the same Valiant.
Oh,
Shit.
wow. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. No, it's still
N64
around.
game,
Yeah.
sick.
I did those Mario and Zelda comics.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
way back in the Captain N comic, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, but anything else? Any other hopes and dreams? What are you thinking with Shadowman? With what you can remember?
Yeah,
How does that translate?
I would love a good Punished story because there's a lot about regret and life and death. I remember in the original there's some Jack the Ripper shit, which I'm down for, and yeah, some just really hard hitting horror based combat, which I'd like to see. You throw a scythe in there, that really gets my my
Yeah.
mind racing.
That
Some
makes me think
scythe
of, like,
combat.
Darksiders 2 or
Darksiders
something,
2,
yeah.
absolutely. Probably a little slower paced than that. Combat-wise, Darksiders can be pretty slow, but combat can get pretty,
Yeah. How is you were talking about getting lost and stuff, but like how is
Yeah.
that in terms of like platforming, level design stuff?
There's a lot of ups and downs and caves and it's just very, very confusing. Like shooting things far away to maybe activate something and flipping switches and I remember there was like like a water or something you can't go in. You got to figure out how to like get across, so you're like jumping across and just like old school 3D platforming with combat. Yeah, and just I would like to, if there was a good combination of ranged and melee combat. Have a scythe, but then like a pistol.
Oh, sure.
I like when that stuff's combined.
Nice. Yeah.
It's cool.
Combo off of things.
Yeah.
Up next, another game announcement. Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons.
Cool.
Initially, I wasn't going to say a lot about this, but I actually have a lot of info to dig into. So.
Nice.
Okay.
Lay it on us, Bloodworth.
But yeah, you guys watched the trailer earlier. What are you
Hyped.
thinking, like, just first impressions?
I think you go ahead, Damiani. I'll piggyback off you. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, just the character models and some of the art style seems a little off to me, but good in looking like the environments, like the interaction with the environments and the actual locations we're going look really cool.
Yeah.
The combat looks really good,
Yep.
which I think is probably gonna be the most important part.
Yep.
But as someone who's played like a lot of the old school NES Double Dragons and arcade Double Dragons, it doesn't have quite the same look and like vibes. I'll say the
yeah,
feel,
it's a whole
obviously
new
is when I
art
get
style.
hands on. It'll be
Yeah. The Gaiden subtitle kind of
Yeah.
lets me be okay with it, because it is such a departure, it looks like, visually. But like Damiani said, these levels look excellent, and the combat looks excellent, and that's two of the most important things. And the art style doesn't bother me, but yeah, I know what you mean, Damiani. There's something like just a little off about it, just a little weird. It doesn't really fully bother me, and I still like it, but it could look a little better.
Maybe it's just like the proportions because
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
they're
Double
big
Dragon they're really
heads, yeah.
narrow
Chibi.
and stuff. Like, but they have proper character portraits, and I like how those look
Exactly,
in the
exactly.
trailer. And I kind of wish that is how they
Yeah.
shrunk that down. And that was
And-
what I was playing as.
And fair or not, the three pillars of beat 'em up, Streets of Rage, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Double Dragon, there will be some comparisons to Streets of Rage 4 and Shredder's Revenge, with which both look
Right.
Yeah.
perfect.
I mean,
So-
Streets of Rage 4 is like such a dramatic departure visually too. I think people will just grow on this more.
Yeah, you're
as they
so right.
Start to playing it. I remember when I saw Streets of Rage 4 at
like
first, I
real
was a little
cartoony.
surprised at first, but then like over time,
It was
I
like
grew
too
to
clean at the
yeah,
time.
yeah, I grew to like it a lot more.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Hopefully, it'll be this
yeah,
same thing.
I
for
guess
this.
also seeing like more fluid animation. I like Double Dragon like 4 was like the last one. I didn't like Neon. I didn't
Neon.
play. I didn't play. I didn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of mixed-
I didn't really
That's
play that
okay.
one.
It's okay.
Yeah, but like the old school NES ones, like they're wasn't as smooth as animation. So seeing it nice like this. It's it's obviously going to be better. It's just taking some time to get used to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I don't see people doing a jump spin kick and it like pauses for a second and like doesn't animate the full thing. Like this is
AMB just spamming that shit.
yeah. But there was like a lot of you probably got all the breakdown of the information because there seemed like there were a lot of like tidbits in there. Like I saw like a screen pop up. Like I didn't look like what was it
leveling
objectives or
up.
bounties
Right.
or something. Yeah, there's
So there are like roguelite elements to it.
Oh, there we go.
Year 1990X.
Perfect. Yeah.
13 unique playable characters.
Wow,
13.
Yeah. It's 2-player co-op. However, each player has a tag team.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
sick. I love
that is
that.
cool.
So
Heck
you
yeah, I like
have
that.
your tag team and you swap between them, and I think even in the trailer, like you could see some like effects of like there's kind of like a little like ripple
Yeah.
switch between them to kind of like stun the enemies for a second.
Bimmy and Jimmy.
Billy and Jimmy, yep.
Yeah.
And then some crazy quotes here. Quote unquote, endless playthrough possibilities are made a reality with the game's dynamic mission select function. The order in which you choose your mission, so like you've got a map and there's like say 4 missions there.
Yeah.
the order you pick which one first will affect the mission length, the number of enemies, and the overall difficulty.
That is
So no
sweet.
matter where you start, it's going to always get harder.
That is
as you
really
go through
sweet.
the game.
That is cool.
Oh, nice.
Shades of Hitman Freelancer a little bit.
Players choose between missions housed within city sectors, pursuing the leaders of 4 deadly gangs across unique stages, packed with melee weapons, dangerously devoted members, and varied environments perfect for all-out fights. Cash is earned by using special KO on opponents, while health boosts are earned by performing crowd control moves.
Okay. That seems like a good balance. I'm into
Yeah.
that because the AoE shit in Double Dragon is notoriously the best.
So you spend cash at the end of each stage to unlock powerful upgrades for your chosen characters, or you can choose to save up your cash for later. And should a session end in defeat, you then convert any remaining cash into tokens that are used to permanently unlock extra characters and bonuses.
Great.
That's
There we
fun.
go.
Yeah.
Very
There
great.
you
Very,
go.
very great.
Nice.
Economy.
Yeah.
And you can use the tokens to buy continues as well.
I love this. I love this. This
That's
all,
classic.
everything you've said on paper, Bloodworth, sounds excellent. Everything I've seen looks really promising. So very high hopes for this.
Yeah. Local co-op at launch, online coming sometime down the road.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Wonder if there gonna be any annoying platforming segments.
Oh, there's gotta be.
yeah, you gotta
There's
have it.
gotta
Yeah,
be.
gotta have something.
Spikes, disappearing
Oh my
platforms
God.
and spikes.
Some conveyor
Double
belt to
Dragon
knock
3,
people off.
dude.
belt.
Egypt, Double Dragon 3, get out of here. God. Nightmares. Like, lost sleep as a child because of that shit.
Opening up that helicopter door, knocking people out.
It's like permadeath, dude. Double Dragon 3, you'd have your entire roster would survive. You'd get there and you would just like jump dead, jump dead, jump dead, game over.
Yeah, it's brutal.
yeah,
God.
it's not good.
And if they're selling continues, then you know you're going to have game overs in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to wipe.
Yep.
This summer, coming up.
Jeez.
It's insane.
Great palate
Yeah.
cleanser for all games, dude. They'll beat 'em up
Yeah.
action, man.
Yeah,
Throw it in.
for sure.
No bad time.
Well, and especially if it's that replayable too.
Mhm.
You
Yep.
know, give it another run.
Yes. The beat 'em ups
Yeah.
continue to
Yeah,
thrive.
continue to thrive.
Feels good.
That audio, that music and sound effects, classic audio, classic sound effects, good stuff.
Yeah. The music was really good in particular.
Yeah.
All right. Big boy time. Redfall came out this week, and it's ignited a bit of a backlash, a bit of a conversation. Some people are calling it the like straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing in terms of Xbox exclusives. Yeah, I mean, first of all, let's just do a quick thoughts so far. Like we've had a half-hour video we had to stream
Yeah.
and stuff, but just our own thoughts in case people missed that stuff about where this game is at itself. It's a bit rushed and underbaked, and maybe
Yeah.
in some ways, even if you cleaned it up, it probably would still
Right.
not be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to change some core design things. So
Yeah.
I don't know if a delay, like a couple months would have. It would have fixed bugs probably, but like the core game, no way.
That was
Right.
honestly the biggest surprise to me. Like, having heard all the buzz and stuff, I was just expecting it to be like really buggy. But the game, at least playing it how I played it, 4-player on a stream, obviously not the best way to, even they say that's not the best way to have your first time, which I think is indicative of poor design.
Yeah,
too.
weird
But-
caveat, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you have to qualify your multiplayer game that it's not
Yeah.
fun with 4 players, rethink the design. Like that was the thing that's just shocked me, was that it was just kind of underbaked, as Brad said, like weird design choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that we were talking about with the co-op, only the host gets progression on missions, which seems crazy.
Makes me not want to play multiplayer,
Right.
you know?
The frame rate, that they had 60 frames per second in previews, and then when it's like a couple weeks before launch, it was 30 frames per second.
I think bugs are a weird thing because, again, like, I beat the game. I didn't really see, like,
They're
any
always
for
a weird
real.
thing.
They're
Yeah.
always weird. Like,
But at the same time, like I played for a couple of hours,
And you
and
saw
like I saw
some-
crazy bugs like right out the gate.
Brad was, when we were streaming, I looked over and his screen was doing some weird shit, but it's like, I haven't, and then on, you see on social media, a lot of people are like, I haven't seen any bugs. Like, what are you talking about? But then other people are like, can't even play the game because it's so buggy. So, like, bugs are so weird. But I think even if you don't see bugs, if so many other people are experiencing them, then, like, it is a problem.
Right.
You
But
know?
the other thing that people are pointing out, though, is the AI is
The AI
not good.
is
So bad.
bad.
Yeah. Like,
And-
I will take out like half a group
Yeah.
of enemies, and the other half are just don't even realize I'm
And
there.
I said that
And I'm
about
like using a loud sniper rifle
Yeah.
or shotgun or whatever.
I've had problems with Arcane's AI since
Yes.
Dishonored,
In general,
and
yeah.
fucking Dishonored is incredible 1 and 2, and even that game is like the AI is kind of its weak link. And then Deathloop, like, and then Prey is a little different, but like even Deathloop, same kind of thing, where it's like, God, these enemies are just so dumb. Like, remember they had to patch in something about their AI, right? Like, when the game came
Yeah,
out, correct me if I'm
Deathloop, I
wrong.
think,
they
yeah.
patched something in where it's like the AI's better now, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And like I've seen clips of people taking out like those, the mini bosses, the zone bosses or whatever,
Yeah.
under bosses.
yeah.
Like
Just walking in a circle.
on
Yeah.
on hard difficulty,
Yeah.
underboss just kind of stands there. You shoot him with the stake launcher 3 times, and that's there
Well,
it is, zone cleared.
The
Yeah.
difficulty scaling was so bizarre because it was like we were playing on
Yeah.
my save, so I'm level 3. I'm
Right.
playing with Huber, Brad, and Blood. Huber's level 800 or whatever. My guns do nothing. I'm the one getting progress, but my guns do nothing, and I get 2 shot by everyone. When I put it up to midnight, when I had it
Yeah.
at dusk, I was wrecking shop. So it just made no sense. It was so weird.
No, Isla, that's one of the more frustrating aspects of the game too, because even and I played on normal and hard. I was kind of just like feeling it out, threw it down to easy for a second just to see, and the AI is so bad you can just like play with your food in a way, but then you'll get this crisis shit where like some enemies are like miles away in the trees,
Right.
and they just like laser you down, and the death feels so cheap. It's like you get lasered, like boom, 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 dead in 2 or 3 shots. You don't even have time to heal. You don't even have time to react. You're just lasered.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe
So it's this weird
Because
balance.
healing is one of those things where you have to hold for a bit.
Yeah, so it's this weird balance of like, yo, the enemies are terrible and this is the easiest game ever, but they kill me in the most annoying
Right.
ways where I feel like
Well,
I
it's 'cause
honestly couldn't even do anything.
It's because the AI is like timid. They just never shoot. But then when they
Right.
do, you die instantly.
Yeah, I remember there's one time when we were playing, there was like I was hitting this guy with a shotgun, I had to reload, and they're like,
just
and then I
stood
walked up and meleeed him while he stood there. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's real bad. And what's with this game is like some games like in Dishonored, if you play it on the hardest difficulty, you can get taken out by like a guy or two pretty easily if you're not careful. They can wreck you. The hardest difficulty in this game, it's like a joke. I can literally turn.
Yeah.
I feel like I can just turn my brain off and not have to pay attention at all.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
clear everything. It's disappointing.
Until you get lasered from across the map. You're like, what just
Well,
happened?
yeah, well, you don't even know what the hell just happened. Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. So because of all that, a lot of backlash on Xbox.
Yeah.
Because
Which is fair and not fair both, I think.
it is.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
think
weird
it's both.
situation
Yeah.
because it's like they bought this publisher, this gigantic publisher full of studios. This is one of those studios.
Absolutely.
This is a game, but it's that weird back and forth, right? Because this is like one of their first
Yeah.
fully exclusive
Yeah.
Xbox
It's
games.
on their watch.
Yeah, even though it was in production
Mm-hmm.
before all this. And I do want to make it clear for all the fanboys out there, we want Xbox to do well. We're not just here to dump on Xbox. Like
Seriously.
the industry
Tired of it.
is
I'm tired of the
better,
console wars,
is at its
please.
best when all 3 big players are doing their best
Seriously.
and competing with each other at the top of their game.
How
I
can
think
you watch?
Huber said it best on the stream the other day when he said, I don't care which piece of plastic is playing my game.
Right.
Honestly.
They're all the same to us. We
I mean,
don't care.
Like, I have
We've
preferences.
bought them all.
Yeah, we all
I'm
have
paying
all of them. Yeah.
$10 a month for Game Pass. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. It does not matter.
Does not matter.
It benefits me for the games to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying. That's what we were saying during the stream. It's like if every game came out and was a 10, who loses?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
only good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And competition is good.
Yeah.
Having Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, all,
Yep.
pushing each other, competing with each other to try to put out good games. That is the
Yeah.
only thing that matters. It's the only thing. Good video games.
Your wallet loses. That's true.
But I also think this is like the first big AAA game from Xbox in a while.
That's the other thing. People have been waiting.
There was nothing
like,
really.
Halo was like really the big one.
Halo and Forza, I guess. Yeah.
Forza was before Halo though, right?
No, but it was like a month before or something. It was close. They were close to each other, but I'm saying 2022 was kind of barren for them.
Right.
Of course, there's cool games like Pentiment and stuff, but they're much smaller.
Yeah, Grounded, Hi-Fi
exactly.
Rush, yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush now, but it's like the big AAA people have been waiting for, and it's like it's really bad. Yeah. It's not like it's just like a whatever game, like it's like fine, you know.
I saw a brief list, Brad, of all the games that have been announced, and they're all approaching like 3 years, 4 years, like so many years for these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So earlier this week, Windows Central got some details, like confirming that like it had been in development for some time before the Xbox deal. Mm-hmm. It was a product of Bethesda trying to make the multiplayer pivot with teams and engines that weren't really suited for multiplayer. So that's when we got how we got Fallout 76 and Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Hey, I like Youngblood. Finished that game with my buddy. It was a good time. It was fun.
And then I had to look up the name because I barely remembered it, and there's another game with the same name, Battle Cry.
Right.
Remember when we kept seeing Battle Cry all the time?
I played it at E3, dude. I liked Battle Cry. I don't give a shit, dude. I liked it. Battleborn was not good.
So it was announced in 2014. Seemingly quietly canceled in 2017, but it's like based off of people's like LinkedIn. So it seems like it was never like officially announced that it was canceled.
Dude, played that shit with Plessis, and we walked away stoked.
Wow. I watched the footage today and it did not look good, so I'm shocked to hear that.
Same with the Fable multiplayer game.
Yeah.
You know, Jones and I always talk about that. We got to play that, and it was so fun, but it also got
You're
canceled.
the kiss of death?
I guess. I'm getting games canceled at E3.
But anyways, so Battle Cry is being made by Battle Cry Studio, which after a game got canceled, it got turned into Bethesda Austin or something like that. But they're in Austin right there by Arcane Austin. And I was looking at this, like some of the levels, like they kind of remind me of Redfall environmentally, like setting-wise and stuff. So I'm like, did they reuse assets from Battlecry in Redfall?
Damn.
Or let's like use them as a I don't know. I'm just speculating.
I mean,
Good
it's possible.
speculation.
But it's interesting because the timeline could maybe work out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you made these assets and the game's not going to come out, you just have these things. You're like, well, we should just use them.
Daniel Bloodworth just casually introducing conspiracy theories into the wild.
I just have questions. I have questions.
Got
Questions. I got some questions.
I've never seen Battle Cry and Redfall in the same place at the same time. I don't know.
Research.
But anyways.
And to the left.
Back to Windows Central, he said, however, I have been told by multiple sources that Xbox was entirely hands-off with the project and that the game doesn't fall under Xbox Game Studios director Matt Booty's responsibilities because, rightly or wrongly, right now Arcane is not an Xbox game studio by internal definition. So then, kind of bringing up the question of like, does Xbox need to like basically be having more oversight?
Yes.
Yeah.
In this case, absolutely yes. You should have. Like, I don't understand. You spent all this money to buy this company. You just like don't even check in every now and then. Not necessarily having to tell them what to do all the time, but checking in.
Yeah. I always.
Like, what's going on here?
I always think of Cory Barlog before 2018 God of War came out, and he just always kept joking about Sony telling him to put the game out, release the game. So that just makes me think like there's a fine balance
of course,
being hands off and letting the creative team do what they want to do, but also making sure they're on track, hitting deadlines, things are going smoothly, things are,
Right.
So I just think a fine balance of that is key, and there was clearly not that with Redfall.
I feel like that's like that with a lot of studios from them.
Yeah.
It seems like they're very hands off on like so
People are
much.
pointing out because you're seeing like the lack of games. And then, like another game that just came out was Minecraft Legends, which also failed to hit like a 70 on Metacritic.
That looked good too. What the hell happened? That game looked awesome. It's like, what the heck? I don't even play Minecraft.
Yeah. And it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's like, but it's, again, you're talking about first party output.
Yeah.
And it's like Sony and Nintendo, they have their stinkers as well.
Yeah, of course.
every
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
But they're just putting out so many more games on a regular
Yeah,
basis.
it's a volume thing. Like,
Yeah.
stinkers stink harder if there's only 2 other games, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Destruction All Stars.
Yeah.
So a while ago, though.
Right.
But like that's like not even like a first party team making that game as far as I'm aware and stuff like that.
I would think of Forspoken because it's this year. I
That's-
think of
Sure.
the Forspoken.
That's
sure.
entirely third party.
That's
like
third party,
PlayStation
100%.
published.
Published it, yeah,
Sure.
they did.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't own that team or anything like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think because it's first party, also it's just
Yeah.
really brutal.
And then today, when we're shooting this, Phil Spencer, well, it was recorded earlier, but Phil Spencer was on Kind of Funny.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch the whole thing. You watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, just a
But I
little.
was reading some recaps and getting some quotes. And like, he's actually pretty brutally honest.
Yeah.
About, how he's taken the feedback.
Yeah.
That's the only play, dude. That's the only move to be. Brutally
Yeah, fall
honest.
on the sword. for
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of quotes here. There's nothing that's more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community. Just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm upset with myself.
That's pretty close to an apology.
It's very
Yeah.
close to apology.
Yeah, and that's only part of the quote. So it's the 40-minute
Honestly,
talk there.
spirit of the bet. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
an
think-
apology in spirit.
Yeah,
I would count. If that went to the council, I would count it.
yeah.
And then he talks about like some of the stuff, like specifics here in terms of performance and all that. I'll even go back to the Redfall videos on IGN of showing videos of the game running at 60 on PC at the point knowing that the game was going to be around 30 frames per second at launch on console. Like, we have to be transparent about what we're showing, that what we're showing is representative of what our console customer, our most committed customer to our brand, financially committed, what they're going to see, what they're going to play, and our transparency just has to be better.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the preview and played the 60 FPS PC version. Had
Yeah.
no idea the console was going to be 30.
Right.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's a crazy choice to me too. Like, obviously, I'm not a game dev, whatever, but like that they couldn't get it to 60 on an Xbox Series X. Like, is the S to blame? I don't know, but like decrease LOD, do whatever. Like, I feel like this could have hit 60. It's so wild that it just didn't.
I've seen times that it hitches even
Yeah,
with the
oh,
current
yeah,
frame
yeah.
rate. Yeah.
When
I mean, it's a big
uh,
world. I imagine it's an optimization problem.
Yeah, there's times where you just see the whole map.
Yeah.
When you stake a very specific vampire type, the frame rate tanks.
Oh, really?
too many particles.
Every time the vampire ones that can go underground and they come back up and there's like a fog of war and they're like shooting little orbs. When you get them, I'm not even kidding around. It gets like 5 or 10 FPS.
Yikes.
It's nuts. Just for the kill, and then it snaps back to
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like, whoa.
So some other stuff says, I'm not pointing at anybody but myself. But then he does get into what we were talking about earlier about the oversight stuff. I think we need to improve on engaging in games that are midway through production when they become part of Xbox. I do think there's a different expectation for a game and even a team when you've been third party and all of a sudden you become part of our first party. We didn't do a good job early on in engaging with Arcane Austin to help them understand what it meant to be part of Xbox and part of first party and use some of our internal resources to help them move along that journey even faster.
How do you not do that?
Yeah.
I just don't understand why. Like,
Right.
how do you not realize that? You're Phil Spencer. You're a very smart man. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I just don't understand.
Wild speculation. They are a proven studio, as we know. They release very, very awesome, good video games. They are coming off of Deathloop,
Yeah.
which was very critically acclaimed. Maybe they didn't want to rock the boat, and that's why they just didn't do
Yeah.
a damn thing. They were just like,
Well, and
yo,
he said, too, that, like-
Arcane's got it.
They didn't want to like deter, people from, pivoting in another direction. You know,
Yeah.
because like with Hi-Fi Rush, we saw like, oh, you guys are known for horror games. You want to make a crazy cartoony rhythm game? Go for it. You guys know what you're doing. You're fine.
Yeah, but I think you would have seen the game throughout its development process,
Right.
checking in on it, like seeing Hi-Fi Rush,
Right.
understanding like it is coming together, it is looking good or whatever at
Dude.
a point.
Yeah.
You
But-
want a conspiracy? Oh, sorry, Brad.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
You want a conspiracy theory? How long has Phil known about the Activision acquisition? Maybe they did go look at this game and were like, "This game sucks. this will help us tank our reputation so we can get this deal through.
That was dude, Blood. That was my conspiracy theory today. Is him looking like sad, punished
for today,
God.
for him playing it
for
off.
today.
Yeah.
Sad, punished Phil
I don't think
saying
he's been
we
playing a long game.
can't beat anyone. We're third place for
Conspiracy
life
theory
now.
day.
Yeah, we're third place.
Yeah,
We're third
Now
place.
when they're trying to like
It's all coming
with
from.
their
about
backs against the wall.
Not conspiracy theory day. How about speculation day? How about that?
wild
Sure.
We are
speculation.
Wild
Speculation.
Zero proof.
I'm just saying, he's playing 4D chess. You know, he's like, we need a stinker in
Yeah.
May of 2023
He
after
is-
the CMA denies us.
He's sad Phil
And
now.
we
Yeah.
need this game to make big headlines so it keeps attention away from Zelda when Zelda comes out next week.
I don't know. I was so hyped and hopeful.
You were so hyped,
With
dude, when they first
Redfall-
showed this.
With Redfall and with Phil Spencer, I was so hyped and hopeful. Like that guy was saying all the right things. I don't give him enough credit now after the last couple years to have planned something like.
Oh, no.
No.
I'm not talking about he was thinking about this a while ago. I'm talking about once that deal got
Oh,
blocked.
now
Now.
he's leaning
Yeah.
into
Yes.
Sure.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's using the cards he was dealt now,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
For sure. I don't
Feel
think
bad
that's
for me
conspiracy,
kinda
just to be
thing.
clear.
Yeah.
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 And he did even address that, like, people saying, why not delay it or whatever, and it's like that's not that's not going to fix the core issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they could have made
It's
it
not.
cleaner, but it's like
Yeah.
there's more.
It's the
going on
Suicide
here.
Squad thing we're thinking now.
It's
Yeah.
classic sunk cost, where it's just like either you cancel it or put it out, but you don't throw more
Yeah.
money at it. Like, yeah.
Exactly. Gotta get it out.
Jeez. Looking at these games that just chase these trends too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
Right, chasing that live service Destiny
This
shit.
game didn't do any of the trends right, though. It didn't
Yeah.
do anything right, though,
Yeah.
that it set out to do. Like, I can't think of anything in there that feels good and complete.
Right.
Yeah.
I- like,
The backdrop is nice. We've
Absolutely.
talked about
this whole
that.
time, like, I
Good
can't-
window dressing.
Yeah.
Like, ever since I started playing Dead Island 2, and then I realized Redfall was coming up, it was like I can't help but compare the two in like
Yeah.
every aspect. It's like you talk
Absolutely.
about the level design.
Yeah.
You talk about
And Dying Light 2 is over a year
how
old.
good combat feels. You talk about the way that the co-op progression is handled, and like the fact that it runs at 60 frames per second. It's like
Yeah.
it just and that they're
Co-op has progress. It saves your progress.
Yeah.
they're co-op games or single player games. You can do it either way and have a good time.
You know what I would love to see out of companies like this in scenarios like this, where, they have a product, they have to know, that it's not going to perform, not going to meet expectations. Drop the price tag. Just put it out for $25.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I think that would buy you a lot of goodwill. Like if you know your game
They do have it on
is
Game
a
Pass,
5.
so.
Well, right, it's on yeah. So I guess in a sense it is.
But $70
$15
for anyone that's not is
Right.
Yikes.
Could help. This
70 is crazy for
This
this.
is supposed to be a marquee title. It's this in
Well, right.
Starfield for them, so it's like.
I guess
this
that's what I'm
such a
saying is
huge
like
miss.
own up to it, ahead of time.
Yeah, because
know.
I don't think that Minecraft Legends is 70, right? That's like 30 or 40.
I think that's 30. Yeah, chat's pointing out that Hi-Fi Rush is 30 and this
30,
is
yep.
70. And Hi-Fi Rush is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who's valuing these, and why are they getting to make the call?
It's got to be just budget related. Redfall
Yeah.
probably
Oh, sure,
cost
I'm
a
sure.
ton.
It's probably budget related, and then just again that live service sort of mentality. Even though it's not really a live service game, but like, oh, you're gonna play this multiple times. It's an open world, so that's more valuable than like a linear stage by stage
Yeah.
game or whatever.
But then put in a battle pass and make it free. Like,
It also feels like such a product in terms of like clearly designed for bolting on just paid DLCs. Just like,
Yeah.
okay, here's a new zone where you can do the exact same thing in the other zones. Like,
Sure.
I imagine the hope was this game can last for years and we can tell an evolving story about the vamps and, add some new heroes along the way, add a new biome every, 6 months to a year, get people back in.
Right.
Who knows what the plan is now.
But that goes back to like the core issue where it's like, because they talked about the upside of 4 players being that you could like mix your abilities together, and it's like I'm not even using my abilities.
I know.
The
Right.
abilities aren't good.
Yeah.
right.
Well, just the spoiler alert from my review coming out, I talk about that of like when you have your abilities on cooldown and shit, you're usually gonna save them for like a big threat.
Well, especially
So then it feels
the
like-
alt feels like it takes forever to build up.
Quite a bit. So it's like, all right, I'm just not going to
And then
use
it's
any of
pointless.
this until I absolutely need to. And
The other
that's,
ones
like,
I
rare.
could use pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But they're pointless.
Yeah, your elevator seemed a little weird.
Dude, all
In
of mine were
practice.
pointless.
What was your other one?
It was just an umbrella shield,
Oh, okay.
which is like fine. I could have used it, but like
Right, but if nobody's shooting at you, yeah.
right. Well, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's impossible to guess when the AI would decide to shoot at me
Yeah.
and from where and
Yeah.
from what distance. So,
And like,
yeah.
and how is that even? Because I haven't really played that character. How is that even useful if you're just fighting the vamps who like claw at you?
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I
you
guess
just like
maybe
get a
it
little space.
blocks that. I don't know.
Because can you attack with it? Maybe there's like some abilities.
Well,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
it's like
Oh, yeah, the skill tree.
It
Yeah.
Well, it charges. It takes the energy and then you push it back out.
Oh,
when you
okay.
put the
Oh,
umbrella
okay,
down.
okay.
Cool,
So
cool.
it's supposed to like protect you and then kill things that have been
Yeah.
attacking you. That's the idea.
Yeah. Chill. I just had C4 and a robot dog.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
This is an interesting take on where we are this gen. This is the first generation where the big games they're playing were games that were available last gen. When you think about Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft, the continuity from generation to generation is so strong. I see a lot of pundits out there that kind of want to go back to the time when we all had cartridges and discs, and every new generation was a clean slate, and you could switch the whole console share. That's just not the world that we are in today. There is no world where Starfield is an 11 out of 10 and people are selling their PS5s. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but maybe someone will buy an Xbox to play it. Doesn't mean you have to sell your PS5 to play it.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't get that. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I mean, I think
Was
he's
that
saying
Phil
that
what is he trying to say?
he's
just,
saying that the console wars are done and that it's just an ongoing melange of games forever now.
yeah, basically he's saying that like they can't just out Sony because
Yeah.
people that are invested in
I think
the
that's-
Sony ecosystem aren't going to.
Why?
I think
why
that
do you
is
think?
so wrong.
Yeah, it's
I think
like,
that is
why
so
do
wrong.
you think they're invested in the system? It's because the games were there, so they became invested in it.
Yeah.
Because they went to that console because it had the games.
I know so many Xbox fans who are like, yeah, I bought a PlayStation this gen and I'm really loving it. Like all these cool looking games, I wanted to play them.
Yeah,
Like
you're
people
always
go
gonna
to
get
where
that.
the
they've
games
got an
are.
Xbox library on the past
Yeah.
systems, right? And this,
Yeah.
all 360 games and all that stuff that carries over.
Yeah, I think that's a really poor take, actually.
I think he's right about the I think he's wrong about which box it is, but I think he's right that like it doesn't matter as much. It's just people are going to go where the games are. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And
he
they're
also-
going to keep playing Fortnite and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the generational nature of it doesn't matter anymore as much.
But you know what could fix that for them, Blood? It's Activision Blizzard.
Sure.
That's what he thinks.
Well, especially if they could somehow, preserve your accounts from,
Yeah.
one console to the next or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crossplay.
Yeah.
That's a fair point too. The chat was saying Captain Daverick, one game would never do it, or would it ever do it? Like you need the consistent. Like right now,
you
the
need
narrative.
consistency.
Yeah, the narrative of Xbox is like one good game every 2 years is never
Yeah.
going to cut it. Like PlayStation has like one every quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly. You need one good system seller at launch.
Oh, for sure.
And then you need to start pumping those things out consistently.
But
Couple
but
of year at
That's why
least.
he's saying that like their strategy is in Game Pass and xCloud and stuff like that, because they're looking at a whole different thing rather than just trying to sell a better box.
Yeah.
It's a weird scenario that they're in now because the Activision deal getting tanked by cloud being important is the one half of their push on like subscription services, cloud, Game Pass, all that, and then on the other side of it, they're like, no one buys boxes anymore because there aren't exclusives, and we need exclusives. And it's like they've been trying to play at both sides, right? And now they have to say that neither is important to two different groups of people.
Yeah.
It's just kind of wild.
Yeah. For sure. But yeah, hopefully Starfield is actually an 11 out of 10.
Oh my god.
Hopefully Starfield's
Yeah,
an 11. Hopefully Hellblade 2 is an 11 out of 10.
Dude, if they think it's bad right now with Redfall, if Starfield is not good,
Oh my
it's
god.
like, dude.
Yeah.
That's
I
gonna be
fully
bad.
think that this will delay Starfield. by a month and a half.
No, I don't think they
Such
will.
high
I think
stakes.
Starfield is
That
on
game
track.
needs to be incredible.
Whatever it's
Yeah.
gonna be, it's
Yeah.
gonna be on track for what
Fair
where
or
it is
not.
now. Yeah.
Fair or not, that game needs to be incredible. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm very skeptical about Perfect Dark,
Oh yeah, of
haven't
course.
seen anything. Of course.
but I am hopeful for Fable.
Playground, yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe that
Dude.
Playground can put
Yeah,
together
for
a
sure.
really cool game.
Yeah.
And they just really need those.
It's going to be
They need to get the
beautiful
writers in there,
regardless.
really, because
And Hellblade.
the dialogue in the Forza games is not great.
True.
Yeah.
It's a car game, though.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't need to be, but it's definitely something that you notice when they have like more kind of story-oriented missions. It's like, oh, okay,
This
trying
is
too hard to be cool.
Yeah. Greg Truswell's still using text for God's sakes for everything.
But good job on Phil for going on there and talking. to
Yeah,
them
I mean,
for
I love
long.
that he was super honest about it and everything like that. But it's just like,
Definitely go check that out.
it's like, what are you doing?
You're curious?
What's happening? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'll try to, watch that this weekend.
Yeah,
Revive
definitely.
Scalebound.
You gotta do something. You gotta do something.
That talk's been out there. I don't
That's
know.
true. That has been out there. Just buy Platinum Games. There you go. You can do it.
Platinum Games wants to be their own publisher, Brad.
I think if
true.
They want 1,000 people working
Everything
there.
has a price.
everything has a
blood,
price point
everything.
for sure.
Then the CMA will shoot it down.
Right? We got more news to come, but if you've been enjoying the show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring the bell on YouTube. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. And now, a word from our sponsor.
This podcast is sponsored by Henson Shaving. We all have to shave, Some of us shave our face, some of us shave other parts of our body, and razors, finding the right razor for you is sometimes a lifelong process. If you use cheap ones, you're getting nicks and cuts and razor burn and stuff. If you're on a subscription, you have to stretch out a blade longer than maybe you want to. That's why I love this kind of razor. I've actually been using a safety razor, or whatever you call them. They look like a little capital T. I've actually been using a different brand of this for a long time, and they sent this. Henson sent this. I tried it, and I love it. It's better than the one I was using, which cost way more. This one it's so cool looking. It has neat, design elements. I'll tell you what I love is this rounded edge. It doesn't give you little, it's not even the blade cutting you, it's just the head of your razor scratching your legs or your whatever, armpits. It's just weird design on other stuff, and this one doesn't do that because it has these rounded sides. It's beautiful. It's a small little thing, but as soon as I felt that, I was like, okay, this is a winner. But anyway, yeah, if you've never used one of these before, you just use any old, you can just put a safety blade in there, like the classic razor blade, and you don't put too much pressure on, and you just move it at an angle. It works on anywhere on your body. It's genderless. It's not just for guys or girls. It's for everybody, and it works awesomely on every part of your body that you need to shave. This is great. I personally don't get irritation from it. I recommend using a witch hazel toner or something. That's what I do. But obviously I can't promise anything, but I had no problems and I loved it. And it has this little channel for catching hair and stuff. It doesn't get all clogged up and goopy. You just rinse it, boom, you're set. Henson Shaving, dude. Also, didn't know this until just now. Henson Shaving is a family-owned aerospace parts manufacturer that's made parts for International Space Station and Mars rover, and now they're bringing that precision engineering to your shaving experience. That is wild. Really cool. They use CNC machines, aerospace grade CNC machines, to make metal razors that extend just 0.0013 inches, which is less than the thickness of a human hair. And that means a secure and stable blade with a vibration-free shave. It's so true. I talked about no clogs. Seriously, this is the best razor that I have tried ever, and I've tried a lot. And this is my favorite one immediately. I was like, this is very good. It's made out of good quality materials. It's not plastic. You don't have to subscribe to anything. It's cheap. These blades, it's like $3 to $5 a year to replace blades. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, just do it. It's time to say no to subscriptions and yes to a razor that'll last you a lifetime. Visit hensonshaving.com/allies to pick the razor for you and use code ALLIES, and you'll want to get 2 years worth of blades free with your razor. Just make sure you add them to your cart. That's 100% free blades when you head to Henson Shaving, HENSONSHAVING.com/allies and use the code ALLIES. Look at these pearly whites. Smooth. Smooth as a baby's bottom. That's thanks to Henson Shaving, baby. Check them out. I really like them. Okay, bye.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. All right. This one hurt. This was like hours after the podcast. Sony financials came out last Friday. Full year of 2022, ending March 2023. Big numbers here on the PlayStation side of things. 19 million PS5 units shipped, up 66% year over year, and ahead of their 18 million target.
Nice.
Wow.
Got a million over target.
Good games sell systems.
Which I feel like those targets are like, they're always like aspirational. Like I feel like so many times those targets, they just don't hit them.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see them ahead of target a couple of years in. 6.3 million shipped just in that quarter, January to March.
Jeez.
215%, which was a new record for Q1 of the calendar year. And remember last week, we had the Xbox Q1, and their hardware was down 30% in the same quarter.
And this was up 215? Is that what you said? 215?
PlayStation was up 215%.
Good Lord.
Yeah, more than,
Wow.
double what they had done the year before.
Well, you have to have a PlayStation to play a lot of those games, so people buy that console.
Yep. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was record hardware sales for that quarter for any console in history. 2 times as many units as PS4 ever sold in that same period.
Wow. Damn.
So they're just like really like knocking it out of the park with production.
Yeah, Jim Ryan is popping bottles for sure.
Yeah.
Right now, probably popping one.
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation revenues, $26.5 billion, which was up 33%.
Billions.
Subscribers are about flat, 47.4 million PlayStation Plus subscribers. Monthly active users slightly up, 108 million. The majority was from add-on content. Physical game sales was 1.4 billion, up 50%, while digital game sales 5 billion, up 16%. 67% of all game sales were digital, which is slightly up from 66% the previous fiscal year. And then, this was interesting. Full games sold was actually down, 264 million versus 303 million. 43.5 million first-party games, just shy of the 43.9 million the previous fiscal year. So the downgrade is GTA 5. People have already bought it now.
Yeah. And for the fiscal year, I wonder because like we had Horizon around this time last year.
Oh yeah, whether Horizon. I think Horizon. I don't know if that counted or not. If that was first quarter or not. That might have been first quarter.
Yeah.
They mentioned that the third-party sales were down. I think we already handled that. But anyways, crazy.
Crazy
PS5 sales.
Yeah,
Momentum.
insane.
So much momentum.
Yeah, insane momentum. Yeah, feels like PS2 energy, dude.
Yeah. Just popping off.
Yeah.
Every 4 months, there's a game to play.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 16 coming up as the next big exclusive.
Exclusive, yeah.
Coming right up. Spider-Man 2, probably right after that.
Yeah. There's been a lot of rumor about some kind of showcase sometime this month.
Sometime, yeah.
Don't put it on the 12th, please.
Please.
Do not
don't
put that
do
on the 12th.
I don't think they've ever done a showcase or state of play on a Friday
That's good.
in the U.S.
That's good.
So
Keep it that way. Please
might
don't.
be.
Yeah. No, you can do it next Thursday.
Yeah,
We'll be on the podcast. We'll want to talk
be
about
great.
it.
in the early afternoon, right? Yeah,
That'd be great.
So wait,
Give Blood some time.
the biggest PlayStation games this year so far was like Forspoken. Anything else?
Wait, what?
Just like big, high budget, like marquee games, exclusives. Anything other than Forspoken?
Do you mean,
Exclusives or
Yeah, exclusives. PS5's exclusives.
well, Forspoken's on PC.
Okay, PC as well.
Right.
Console exclusive, I'll say then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that's maybe
Yeah, there's
off
been a
the top
lot
of my
of
head.
first party that I
Yeah.
can recall off the top of my head. Yeah, that's what's interesting about it. It feels slower right now,
Yeah,
It definitely
first
does.
party wise.
yeah.
I'm sure Elden Ring and God of War are
They
still
were writing
selling.
God of
Yeah, God of War.
Yeah.
Oh my God, God of War. Yeah, they're still right
Still
there. So
selling.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a 6-month window game right there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Even though Elden Ring's not exclusive, I bet it moved so many PS5s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there we go. All right.
Horizon DLC, yeah, that's a good point, chat.
Horizon DLC is a good one.
Yeah. In the middle of all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah.
But for sure. Now we've got the patrons' top 10 healing items. So if you're not aware, if you become a patron, you get access to our Discord at the $5 level or above. And in that Discord, we have monthly top 10s where you get to nominate and vote on different top 10s every month. And the most recent one was the top 10 healing items. And as before, we got a lot of ties in here.
Question:
Yeah.
do Phoenix Downs count?
I think they could be argued
We'll
that
see
they
what
count.
they say.
Okay.
But
Heal your life.
Kind of a-
I don't know if
yeah, it's a res, kind of a borderline case there.
yeah.
Biggest heal you can imagine.
Heals
if
you a little bit.
think
Yeah,
of
it does.
certain way.
That's not technically true.
borderline.
Because Phoenix Down doesn't always revive you with full health.
But it, could you go
Usually
from
gets
0 to
like
at least 1?
30%.
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
Yeah,
one.
So
I
it's
don't-
weird. It's
you
a
get
weird
some
one.
I don't see Phoenix down, so they may have
may have
Chat is
dismissed
saying
it.
they did not count them.
discriminated it. Yep.
Good.
Okay.
Many asked that, and they were ruled to not count.
Good.
Glad it's
Got it.
clear.
They might do best resurrection items later.
Yes.
Great.
Good.
All right. So we have more than 10 because 10th place was a tie between 3.
Wow.
We've got the energy tank
Oh,
Solid,
from Mega Man?
Solid number 10.
from Mega Man.
Yeah.
Solid number 10.
Yeah, I love it.
Meat from Castlevania.
Solid.
Yeah,
Heck
wall meat.
yeah, dude.
And pizza from Team
Yeah.
Ninja
Oh,
Turtles.
yeah. Nice.
All right.
Good stuff.
Greenery better be number 1 or the turkey from Streets of Rage.
Here we go.
9th place, Lon Milk
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Sure.
from Ocarina of Time.
That's a good number 9.
Majora's Mask.
Great.
Then we got a big tie,
Let's
4 for 5th place.
Wow.
Jeez.
Grandma's Elixir Soup from the Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Wind Waker, yeah.
Surprise for me a little bit. High potions in Final Fantasy.
A high potion.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
a standby class.
Yeah.
High potion over X potion and
Yeah.
Elixir. I'm hoping
Elixir,
that would be
No,
near
that's
the top.
MP.
I think it's that blue collar shit. I love
Yeah,
it.
dude.
High potions, blue collar potion. You are grinding those things out. You have 99 in your inventory. You are using those so often, dude. Elixir is like must be nice. Used like 3 of these in my entire playthrough.
Yeah.
You
or
should
you
use them
hold
more
on
often,
to them and
man.
never use them. Yeah.
Just use them.
Yeah.
It's like Magnum rounds, dude. I gotta
It's not
save
my
them
fault.
up.
You hoard them.
I gotta save them up.
An interesting one in terms of qualifications, mushrooms in Mario.
Oh.
Oh,
Like, I
yeah.
could see them
It's a
counting in, like,
hit.
Yeah.
The
Do they?
RPG
I
games.
think, yeah, as I said, I think they're healing that.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does heal in
That's
RPG.
interesting.
Weird, little
for sure.
weird.
Actual HP.
but- all right.
That's a yellow card, chat. That was a
know.
little weird.
I respect the swing on that one. I respect it.
Yeah, technically it counts.
And then rations in Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Calorie mate.
Yeah.
Definitely.
4th place. All right, no more ties. We're done with ties.
Sweet.
Blood vials.
That's right, baby.
Blood vials got in
I'm
there.
proud of you, Chad. I'm
All
proud
right.
of you. For Discord, whatever.
So sick. Oh, remember
Yeah, that
Bloodborne?
animation, dude.
Such a good animation.
I think about Bloodborne every day. My sister and her boyfriend are playing Bloodborne now, and they're like calling me, and they're like, "How do you get to Eileen the Crow? Where's Eileen the Crow?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is taking me back, dude."
Number 3, at least it ranked higher. The Estus flask.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Top 3,
dude.
The sound.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The
drink
double
sound.
chug. Love the double chug.
Yeah, it's so good.
The little like psh, after you sip. So good.
Dude, Estes.
Second place. I love that this got in there.
I'm scared. No turkey from Streets of Rage.
No.
2 more spots.
Fairy in a bottle.
Oh,
yeah, fairy.
really good.
So good.
Specifically in the bottle.
So good.
No turkey.
Yeah, it resurrects you.
The fucking sound the turkey makes. Boo it.
First place. Guesses?
Green herb.
The green herbs
100%
is a really
green
good
herb.
one, yeah.
Herbs. Yep.
Yeah.
Resident Evil green herbs.
Yeah.
29 votes.
Great.
For the stoners, dude.
We got a ton of other ones. What do you?
Weird that fairy counts, but Phoenix Down doesn't.
Well, because the
Because
fairy,
you don't die.
fairy
Oh,
can
right,
revive
it
you, but
prevents-
also
Well, it kind of depends on the game, the animation.
Well,
Right.
so it revives you if you do die, but starting with a Link to the Past, but then you can like release them from the bottle,
Yeah, you
and
can do
it's
it
like
manually.
and touch them, and it like heals you up.
Right,
Same
right,
thing,
right.
like
But the fact is that like the res is kind of the reason you keep it, just in case you miss it.
Yeah.
yeah, because you also could just like stock like potions,
Yeah.
yeah. But if you really wanted to, you could just like release it and get a good chunk of health back.
Wow, there are a lot.
There are a lot. So,
Where's the Streets of Rage turkey?
Streets of Rage chicken? They said is 18th
Chicken.
place.
I mean, it's a turkey, right?
I don't know. You
I don't
tell
know.
us.
I'd have to look at a
Are
manual.
you about to
on that.
blow my fucking 35-year-old brain to smithereens and tell me it was a chicken my entire life?
It was a bird.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk out of here
I mean,
and think about my entire life if it's a chicken.
The big bird.
It looks like a chicken. I don't know.
Looks like a turkey.
I mean, they're gonna look the same.
Yeah, birds are birds. I don't know.
Duck would look the same.
Yeah, it's a cooked bird, dude.
Chicken.
Roast chicken.
Gross.
It's a
But
chicken.
that's a come on. That's
That's a Pinterest. That's a
thing. Come on.
Can you
That's
do
not
Streets of Rage
helpful.
manual? Streets of Rage like NES or Genesis manual?
It looks like it. I'm
Well,
seeing
I was
chicken.
doing that. What else?
Yeah.
What else?
What am I doing? Oh,
Looking for whether it's chicken or turkey.
Yeah, like in the
Official.
Yeah, go to the
Crazy.
wiki and see if it has like.
Crazy.
Healing items.
But what else?
No elixir. So good.
There's F8 spray, but again, you
OP.
get the green herb.
Yeah, FA is same.
Yeah.
It's at 15. But I'm looking for regular elixir, and I don't think it's in there.
Stop.
Mega elixir is at 18.
Team Fortress 2
What the health
or
pack?
Team Fort. Yeah, the med gun. Does that count?
It's not a healing item.
It
I guess.
kind
I
of
guess
a healing
it is.
gun.
It's boring though, dude. It's boring.
Boring.
All right. All right. Brad needs bloodlust, dude. Brad needs to be behind enemy lines as a
No,
spy.
I just need it to be fun.
Dude, with the Uber medic
That's
and the...
when it's only fun. It's not
a-
the whole time, dude.
All right.
Any for you, Damiani? You want to look
all
at?
right. I have a definitive answer.
Ooh, here we go.
Okay.
Streets of Rage 1. Apples and beef are the only food pickups.
Okay.
Oh,
Looking on the
Wow.
Wikipedia here.
Beef.
Fandom, Wikipedia. Beef in 1.
Okay.
In 2
not
and
quite
3,
official, but close enough.
Close enough to official. In 2 and 3, they swap the beef out for chicken.
Chicken, dude. What?
Your life has been a lie.
My life is a
Your
lie.
whole life is a lie.
My whole life is a lie. They're the same. I've been saying turkey for 30 years.
You're close.
God,
Slightly off.
it looks like a turkey.
In your defense, it's a huge chicken.
It is a huge chicken.
It's really big. Like, to scale, it probably should be a turkey.
Yeah.
It's like up to people's knees.
The
It's
apple's
it's an
pretty big
ostrich.
too.
Yeah, the apple's
Yeah,
huge.
it's a supersized apple.
I've seen some huge apples though. I bought some
Yeah.
of those and like I was like, we gotta split these.
Yeah, but not in like the
Can't eat this whole thing
not
by
in a
myself.
back
this huge
alley.
apple.
Yeah.
Genetic freaks.
I feel like there's some like sick meds where you're like,
Stim packs.
Bioshock?
Yeah.
Stim packs are good.
Stim packs in Fallout 15.
Fallout.
Fallout.
Oh,
yeah,
15,
Fallout,
yeah.
yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Pills here.
Pills here.
21.
Max Pain painkillers.
Oh, do we have that?
Painkillers, dude.
Ooh, stabilizer
Ooh.
and Citizen Sleeper.
That's probably not in there, bro.
It's in there. I'm looking at the list too.
Oh, are you? Okay. I don't see Max Payne.
Damn.
Shit.
Result?
It's all right. I'll allow it. Chat. You're fine.
Okay.
All right, I'll go through them. 13th place, Rings and Sonic,
Nice.
which is interesting again.
Yeah, that is interesting. I
Because
like
Sonic
that.
kind of doesn't have health. It's just like if you don't have any rings, then you're done.
Dead.
Yeah, it's more of like a shield.
It's like shield. I would classify it as a shield.
Yeah, even though there is a
armor.
shield in Sonic also.
Great
it's
sound
still,
effect though.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All-timer.
Yeah,
The
love
field
that.
going away.
A PDF of the Streets of Rage 2 manual says roast chicken. So
There it is.
That's
Confirm
it.
it. Lock it in.
double definitive.
Lock it in.
Hey, that could just
Thank
be
you,
the
chat.
English localization.
Yeah.
Maybe the original Japanese says turkey.
Not as likely, but maybe. That would be interesting. Look
They
it
got a
up.
lot of turkeys.
If you can find katakana of the Japanese, maybe I can.
Oh my lord.
It's okay.
Oh my god. There's too much though. It'd be hard to like quantify, but food in Yakuza healing you.
Yeah, there's
Then you
a
get
lot.
XP as well, and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh.
14 health station in Half-Life.
Nah. Oh my god, the sound it makes. So sick.
15 is a three-way tie. First aid spray, as we said. A recovery heart in Zelda, and a stim pack in Fallout. 18 is a three-way tie. Chicken for Streets of Rage. Coins in Mario 64.
Okay.
Okay, I was gonna ask someone who brought that up. Yeah.
And then the Mega Elixir in Final Fantasy. Full party, full heal.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's a
Mega
that's a rare.
elixir, yeah.
Yeah.
You hold
Yo,
on to
that's a
that.
beefy
Final
one.
boss
You know what
fight.
gives me strong anxiety is when 3 of my 4 party members have low health, but one of them is topped off.
Yeah.
You gotta
What do you
use it.
do?
You
And it's
gotta
like,
use it. Yep.
using it feels bad. It feels bad.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
You gotta do
You
it.
gotta do it. You gotta keep them alive. That's the point.
21 is pills in Left 4 Dead. 22 is three-way tie. Healing stim in Fallen Order.
Oh,
Need a stim. Need a stim.
Oh yeah, BD.
BD!
Maxim
Artax!
Tomato and Kirby.
Okay.
Oh, we forgot to scream. Oh, whatever.
And then reticulated Python in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh god, yeah.
That's funny. That's good.
That's good. That's funny.
I think there's 4 or 5 here for 25. Green Orbs in DMC. Health Stones in God of War. Ooh, the pop.
Yeah.
good.
Good pop. Kero Kero Cola in Super Mario RPG. That's a pull. Medkits in Halo. 29, Full Restore in Pokemon. As well as Resolve in Ghost of Tsushima. And Toughness in Yakuza. The Toughness drink.
Great. That's a great pick. That's a really good pick. Absolutely. The boss meta. Toughness.
32 Soul Spheres in Doom, the Stabilizer in Citizen Sleeper, the X Parasite in Metroid Fusion. 35 Apple. They put various. They couldn't pick a game. Just like
Various.
apples.
Yeah, it's in
Any
there.
apple, we got
Do
it.
show up.
That's a healing item.
It heals in Zelda too.
Yeah.
Hot Meals in Wolfenstein,
Great.
Turkey Legs in Rogue Legacy 2.
Or turkey legs.
Oh my god, and dude, when those things drop,
Yeah,
they're so impactful.
good. Yeah.
Holy crap.
38 Baked Apples in Breath of the Wild. Got a separate entry on that one.
So those are baked. You know the apples were in Zelda before that.
3 for 39, Healthstone and WoW, Medicinal Berries and Horizon, and Sweet Madame in Genshin Impact. And then at 42, The Last Guitaro in Guitaro Man.
It's funny.
And then 2 more entries for Pizza, 1 for Earthbound and 1 for Rogue Legacy 2.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to the Healthstone from WoW in there. Very nice.
Also, one thing is overlooked, and it always gets overlooked.
2 if you don't say the one I'm going to
Max
say.
Payne
was
pills, but painkillers.
Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2. Life
Dark
Gems,
Souls
dude.
2. Fucking life gems are
I
so
was just
fun.
going to say that.
I really love life gems in that game.
I know
Too
people
powerful.
hate them.
That's why I took them out.
They're
I know
too
people
powerful.
hate them because they screwed up the Estus Flask meta, but
Yeah.
the sound and the tactile crush,
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
Too
They're an
easy to be topped off in that
experience,
game.
dude. And
Yeah.
then, like,
You're right.
it balances out the gameplay, though. In
No,
a
it doesn't.
Well, no, it's interesting that it heals over time instead of whatever.
It's still very fast.
Yeah, it's
I
strong.
love it.
I love them. I love them too.
Whatever.
What's the healing in Sekiro again?
You have like a thing you drink. I don't remember what it was called.
It's the
Yeah.
gourd.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, the gourd, the gourd, the gourd, the
thing,
gourd,
yeah.
of course, the gourd.
It's just an Estus Flask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Econo Estus Flask?
Yeah. Less cool Estus Flask.
Yeah, so thank you to everybody who participated, nominated, voted. If you want to get in there, next month's top 10 is going to be top 10 E3 moments.
Oh!
Dude.
That's a fun one.
That
Chat,
is
you're on a
a
roll. You're doing
list.
well with these.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Nominations are starting on Monday. So
Wow.
get in there and start nominating.
$599 US.
Great moment.
It's one of my all-timers.
moment.
Dice for Death in chat described the gourd as the Lestis flask, which I thought was cute.
Nice. All right, next up, coming out this month, coming in hot, May 23rd, Amnesia, The Bunker.
Jeez.
We get 10 minutes of gameplay in this. We sat down and watched that before the
dude.
podcast.
Hell yeah.
If you're not aware, this is set in a World War I bunker. I think it's sometime later. It's been abandoned or whatever. I forget what the actual time period is. But you have like this crazy like yo-yo light. Like it's a dynamo that you pull, and then as long as that dynamo keeps spinning, you've got light. But it runs out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then the pull makes noise that attracts enemies and stuff.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's
I love that, dude.
such a
you
cool
need
mechanic.
the light, but it makes noise.
Yeah.
Man, that's so great.
It is. It's an ingenious mechanic
Yeah.
for this game, truly.
I'm just seeing during World War One.
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna say,
know.
there's like some fresh corpses laying around, seeing like blood. So
Yeah.
It's just such a cool evolution of the matches. You know, the matches in the first game.
Yeah.
I forget what it was in Rebirth. I know there was some kind of light. But I think this has potential to be one of the coolest mechanics like of the year. Is that too harsh to say? I don't know. I'm really sold on it. Like,
Yeah, and there are a
looks
few
so
interesting
cool.
mechanics in here too, because it's like you have your safe room, but like in your safe room, there's like a generator for like I don't know how much of the facility that's there, and you've got to top it up with fuel and get the generator running, and because the monster,
such an Amnesia puzzle.
is scared of light. This monster won't come into the light, whatever. So as long as you got light, you're kind of good to explore. You're kind of good to try to find the keys and figure out where to go and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're showing too that like the electricity grid is like on a daisy chain, and so you're flipping on the switches as you go. But like I don't know, if something decides to flip off a switch at the beginning of that sequence, you're kind of stuck.
yeah.
And the save mechanic, that's so cool. You like unlight and light the lamp.
Yeah, that was pretty
is cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
Nice callback to the first game.
Yep. This is a very good 10-minute gameplay showcase. I was really pleased with what I saw here. It has the classic Amnesia vibes 100%, but it also looks like we're going to get some combat. We said that last time we saw the trailer with the one bullet and the shot. This time we see a storage container, crafting, picking up items, like definitely leaning a little more maybe into Resident Evil 7 and Village vibes, you know?
Well, there's definitely
Just-
some
just a
inventory
tiny
management
bit.
going on because it's like their inventory gets filled up.
Yeah.
They do find a pouch at one point to
Whoa.
give them like one more slot.
Yeah.
It's great.
But it's like they had to like drop their gas can
Yeah.
to pick up a stick. And like, why did you pick up that stick?
Yeah.
And then a little bit later, like they use that in like a cloth to make a torch, and they
Yeah.
needed that fire to shoo off these rats.
Do you think there's going to be other enemies like? So it reminds me of Alien Isolation. How the aliens around, but you can't really kill it. You
Yeah.
know, there's like androids
Right.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Something else for you to fight.
Yeah,
I think there will
kind of
be.
just buys you time.
Yeah.
I think there will be.
There are rats in this that.
Oh yeah, right.
fight
That's
at
right.
me.
Yeah.
I forgot about the little rats.
Yeah, I think there'll be different threats.
I like
The
the
big
idea
rats.
that you.
Huge freaking fleshy rats.
rat. Yeah.
They're huge.
Menaces.
Yeah.
I like in this that you're like going back to locations, like
Mm-hmm.
you're getting new passcodes for lockers from people's dog tags and stuff. Not all of them, but you
Yeah.
have to go back and open new ones. It's cool.
Absolutely. And the setting, I mean, this has the potential to be a really intense story. I mean,
my
war is
God.
obviously like,
Yeah.
high stakes.
It never changes. Dude.
War is high stakes as it is. Just being in like a war bunker dealing with that, I think is a very cool setting and potentially, a really cool story. Because they've done a lot. They've done like the Gothic mansion. They've done like kind of the sci-fi alien vibe. They've done like the like meat, machines for pigs, kind of like the meat, like grimy, grindhousey vibe. So
Location, meat.
yeah. So I think this is just a really
Slaughterhouse,
cool
butcher.
setting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you seen Das Weiße Band, the White Ribbon?
No.
It's a very good World War I movie. Michael Haneke.
Love
It's crazy.
Vikings.
Anyway,
One of the other things, well, I do love the HUD where it's like this leather binder or whatever, and then you're looking at your hand, it's like all beat up and stuff too. But one of the things I really like is what they do at the doors, Because like you've got the
So
big
cool.
steel doors that you need a
Divinity
key
Original
for,
Sin over here.
But like at one point they like toss a brick a couple
Yeah.
of times, and then the wooden door just eventually busts.
So awesome. And that's so
And then
awesome.
later on they get a grenade
Yeah.
toss at a door.
But I love that. Again, everything about this, it's like return to Amnesia 1. There's all the vibes, the pace, everything. Because even in 1, you have to like kind of, like it doesn't feel like you're supposed to do it, but it works where you're just like picking up things to like throw somewhere and you kind of like climb up on it. You're like, am I supposed to be doing this? Like this
There's a
feels
little
like
bit
I'm
of
breaking
like
it.
first-person mouse jank to it. Though.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have hands. It's well, you do
Yeah.
have hands, but then when you're doing some things, you don't have hands. Just like a floating brick in the air that you toss.
That's actually something I love about the Amnesia series, though, is the physics stuff about
Yeah.
like actually having to close doors and moving stuff. Like
Right.
earlier, they open a drawer in the footage and it knocks a chair over.
So
like,
sweet.
That's
Well,
very cool.
and there was an
Nice.
interesting part that you liked. I actually I don't remember who it was that said it. But when they get hurt by the rats and they go in and they shut the door to
the
heal.
safe spot. I love that. I love that so much because you're under constant threat. Just
They're watching the stopwatch for the fuel too. I think that's an interesting
Super
mechanic.
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, too, I know everyone has like insurmountable backlogs. So you know, if you haven't played all the Amnesias, whatever, just jump in. A lot of them are, they're not really connected in that sense. It's like I feel like
Right.
this, if there are connections, like whatever.
They're
but
all very loosely connected.
yeah, exactly. So I feel like
Very much a standalone game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the plot yet, but I assume you could just jump right into this.
Like 1, 2, and 3, you didn't need to play the other ones.
Yeah.
Really.
But 1 is one of the greatest horror games ever
1
made.
is
So
so
still
good.
still get to it. Still get to it if you can. Not terribly long games either, 10 or less.
But yeah, the tension when you open things and they make loud noises.
So disturbing.
The tension, yeah. There's for listeners,
Lord.
there's a corpse getting eaten by rats, and its face has just been eaten off.
It is
Yeah.
very disturbing.
Yeah, looks like a soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just there is that sense of just in this 10 minutes of gameplay of like, I gotta move, I gotta find this stuff, I gotta.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the time runs out and the lights go off, and
Yeah.
the creature starts hunting you.
Truly, it is very hard to scare me in video games, right? Outlast has incredible jump scares, so like that'll get me in the moment. I replayed Amnesia a few years ago before Rebirth, and it is one of the only games I've ever played where after progressing a while, stopping and turning it off and coming back to reality is a freaking relief because it is so oppressive and it is so spooky and so scary. Like, not just scary in the sense of like, oh, that's a scary looking thing. It's hunting you. It's chasing you. It's just like the constant feeling of dread.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
feels like the
stopping feels so
evolution-
good.
It feels like the evolution of like the Silent Hill side of survival horror, where it's more psychological and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
One thing I think is interesting too is we see a couple of points where there's areas that have like these tripwire booby traps. They never set them off, so I don't know exactly what they might do.
Yeah.
Kite the monster.
But with the light, with the limited amount of light sources and the lights going off and stuff like that, I can imagine like you get in a panic, you start running away, you hit one of these
Yeah,
tripwires.
definitely.
Oh my God, Bloodworth, absolutely.
easily.
Like Resident Evil 4, the friggin' bear traps. He was like, step in it. Yeah.
I really wonder what the deal with the hand is, because every time you go to your menu, it shows your hand. And
Yeah.
it's like you're monitoring your health or your sanity. or
It feels
something.
like you're looking at your health.
the dirty, because like
Because when
sometimes the
you're
hand is
low on health, it was
dirty.
really bloody.
Yeah, and bloody. Yeah. I wonder.
hell
Or maybe
yeah.
it shakes if your sanity is low, like your hand
Oh,
is quivering.
sure. Yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah.
The sanity meter.
Oh yeah, if you're in the dark too long, if
Oh
you
my
look
God,
at entities
yeah.
that are otherworldly, you lose sanity.
Oh my God.
It's bonkers.
It's so oppressive. Seriously. Stopping that game is just like, oh my God, turn on all the lights. I need some water. I'm safe. Everything is safe.
Yeah.
It's like-
playing these games with headphones is nuts because they like
Yeah, you need
simulate
to.
teeth
Yeah.
grinding
The way to
sound.
play.
they tell you to do it when
They
you boot
tell
it
you
up.
to, yeah.
Yep.
It is insane.
Hell yeah. I can't believe it's already coming out. I feel like we just had Rebirth.
3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a shocker.
Crazy.
Wow.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Also this week, The Super Mario Brothers movie has earned $1 billion at the
Cool,
box
Bill.
office, which makes it the highest grossing video game film and the top grossing film of 2023 so far.
Get ready for the MCU of animated movies. It's coming. 15 spin-offs and shows.
Nintendoverse coming.
Yep, 100%. It's coming.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what they follow up with.
Probably a Donkey Kong movie or show, a
That
Mario
feels like
Kart movie or
spin-off
show,
first.
Toad Treasure Tracker movie or show.
Speaking of which, Twisted Metal got a teaser.
Yep.
Yeah,
Gran Turismo got a full trailer.
Plum Camp.
Vampire Survivors is getting an animated series.
That's so
What?
funny.
So weird.
I did not know about that.
Vampire survivors.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm stoked.
I don't know how that.
I don't know
makes
about
sense.
that.
Especially in a post-Castlevania anime
like-
world.
It's like, yeah, what are you doing?
There's a lot of lore in there, kind of.
Yeah.
I saw people dunking on Twisted Metal, and it's like, yo, it's too soon to dunk
It's a
on
little
this.
too
Everyone,
soon, yeah.
chill the hell out
Yeah.
with your snark. Like, it could be cool, it could not be cool. Well, let's see.
Yeah. Once you saw the Sweet Tooth ice cream truck, that's
Purge
okay.
vibes.
There we go. Yeah.
Strong purge vibes.
Apple Arcade got a wave of new titles, including some existing games from the App Store and other platforms. Getting Over It's in there, believe it or not. But it also got a top-down co-op TMNT game called TMNT Splintered Fate, a robust-looking sim game called Cityscape Sim Builder, and then, What the Car here from the makers of What the Golf and
so
What the
sweet.
Bat. And this thing is, and again, it's so wild because your default car has legs running around. Sometimes it's got larger
good.
legs, sometimes it's a boat,
good.
sometimes it's got legs all over it, sometimes it changes shapes. It's got like a rocket on the back on some of these.
Bloodworth, it looks absolutely delightful and a perfect mobile phone game.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect phone game.
It's got a level creator in there
Yep.
too. So
Sick.
all kinds of stuff. We'll be very glad when it comes to something other than Apple Arcade.
Switch.
Still
But,
waiting on
this will be on Switch.
Fantasia.
Still waiting on Fantasy.
Still waiting on Fantasia.
Jetpack Joyride 2 was Apple exclusive, right? I feel like.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Can you play them on Apple TV?
Yeah,
I think it
I think
depends
so.
on the game. I think
Gabby
you-
says yes.
yeah.
Gabby, you been playing some Apple games?
No, she just knows that. I've been looking. The reason I ask is because I've been looking to get some kind of a TV thing I can hardwire because my Chromecast is being wonky. I don't know.
Yeah, What the Car? It looks delightful.
I think
It
we
does.
mentioned it earlier, but in advance of Spider-Man 2, there's now a prequel comic.
Saturday, free comic day. They're giving out it digitally and in stores. Cool.
Nice.
Brad and I are going to the comic shop on Saturday. We're going to collect. We're going to pick that up.
If it's
And with-
not gone.
If it's not gone. And with that new Shadowman announcement, I might pick up a Shadowman
sure.
collection. Let's go.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to have Peter, Miles, and MJ. Pretty good sign that game is not far off.
And the previously exclusive to Miles Morales, like collector's
Oh, right.
edition PS5 native version of the original Spider-Man is now available for purchase for everybody.
Is it already, or is it
I
coming
think it
soon?
is
Okay.
now, yeah.
Or it's coming, I
So
think.
so those two things, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming.
yeah, yeah.
It's coming. It's
See you in
coming.
September.
Yeah.
May is stacked. Starship Troopers Extermination heads into early access on May
Oh.
17th.
Can we please play together?
Yeah.
At least just
We'll,
once.
we'll
Yeah,
try.
I'll play. Are you gonna break your early access rule?
For Starship Troopers? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Fall Guys is getting level creation tools next week, May
Oh,
10th. And Planet of Lana is dropping on May 23rd.
You gonna play that, Blood?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to fit
Cool.
that in. If you're not aware, that's like sort of Limbo-esque game, but like crazy sci-fi, giant robots and
Got
stuff.
a weird little alien with you.
Yeah, got a little alien dog buddy.
Dude, remember Inside? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Who's making Planet of Lana? Is that-
I don't remember off the top of my head,
oh, let me look.
but yeah, coming out soon.
On what?
It's
Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Series X and S.
yeah,
Developed by Wishfully. So I don't know.
Sweet.
indie game.
Sweet.
Swedish indie game studio. Founded in 2018. This is their debut game.
Nice.
Chrono Odyssey is a new MMO coming from South Korean publisher NPixel.
Don't get baited by the title.
Yep.
Nothing to do with Chrono.
Yeah, not a Chrono.
No. Yeah.
But it's looking really good for an MMO. It's definitely one of those trailers where like, yeah, you're kind of faking the gameplay here a bit, but still could be cool.
Yeah. Definitely gonna keep an eye on it.
This was first announced back in 2020, but it's been until now before we actually really got a good look at it.
I just remember Black Desert was equally as impressive, and the combat was so sick. But then you start introducing all your MMO like crafting and quests.
Oh, dude, this is gonna be a grind fest.
Like once that grind hits,
I feel like I'm at Fool Me Thrice on Korean MMO trailers.
Yeah.
It's like I'm always like, oh my god, Black Desert looks incredible, and then I try playing it, and I'm like, oh, it's an MMO, right.
But this combat looks insane.
Cool.
Yeah, the combat looks crazy, and there's also this weird time stuff in combat where like they do things and they stop time, or they like put an attack down and then they rewind to go back up a cliff, and you're like, I don't know how this works in an MMO.
Yeah, I don't know.
You see that dismemberment? Arms getting cut off? It's cool.
It's very visually impressive.
This game looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
The score is composed by Chris Velasco as well, who, if you're not aware, has done some of the Mass Effect music as well as some of the old God of War music, and Company of Heroes 2. Some pretty good credits.
Such a sick movie.
Straight up, you know what this gives me vibes of?
Well, Dragon's Dogma.
Dragon's fucking Dogma, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I know. I know you well.
Yeah, you do.
If you're a PC Game Pass subscriber, Game Pass now has a new program to invite your friends.
Oh.
You can gift up to 5 friends a 14-day trial for Game Pass on PC. Invited friends, of course, must be new people. You can't.
That's cool.
Can't stack it onto your existing
Wait, it's for
subscription.
PC only?
Yeah, for whatever reason, right now it's a PC only thing.
Can you save it until Starfield hits?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay.
Hold on to that.
Yeah, hold on to that. Keep that in your back pocket when Starfield hits.
Yeah.
Burn through that game. You got 2 weeks.
Shit, I don't know how long that thing's going to be.
Titanfall and Titanfall 2 director Steve Fukuda is exploring a new IP for Respawn.
Exciting.
So yeah,
Cool.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are bummed that that's not Titanfall 3, but still.
Yeah.
Need to ask Zirianov about any Titanfall crossovers yet in Apex. What's going on there?
Oh, I
get
mean,
those
it's
Titans
all over
in there.
Oh, the Titans
Let's get those
themselves.
Yeah, I don't know if the Titans are in there. That'd be cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for like a season or like even a special event.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for Love and Respect.
Love and respect.
From Sponge J1. Greetings, allies. After hearing about how Redfall restricts co-op progression, I couldn't help but think about Borderlands 3's approach to online co-op. It features an optional mode where a higher level player can play with someone brand new, and the gear and enemies will scale to each person. Meaning I, despite being on my 3rd New Game Plus run, can play with all my weapons and gear alongside a friend who's never touched the game without me one-shotting enemies left and right and having to deal with enemies that will stomp them in one hit. The fact that this way of doing things hasn't been adopted by more co-op-centric games is crazy to me, which got me thinking, are there any gameplay or quality of life features that you've seen in games that you're shocked the rest of the industry hasn't copied by now? Bonus points if you don't mention the Nemesis system.
Nemesis system.
But yeah, actually,
No bonus points.
it was funny because I was going through my, for the Final Fantasy interview I did, I was going through like, I have another voice memo on my phone. What was that? It was a Borderlands 3 interview that I had a voice memo of.
Oh, that's funny.
And the part I listened to was exactly this, where he's talking about. I was like, yeah, you'll see level 22 enemies, and your friend will see level 14 enemies. You know?
Wow.
So good.
But
Wow.
it's an interesting take. But it's like even Dead Island 2, it's like it scales me down to whatever the other player is.
And everyone gets progression. Yeah.
True. But other mechanics, trying to think about. I know I've had them. I know I'm like, why hasn't anybody done this?
More often, it's more noticeable when it's like things that seem so common sense that when they're not there, like Redfall, not having the progression, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stumping us.
Stumping
Yes.
us. Completely stumped.
Stumping me big time right now.
Completely 100%.
I remember climbing feeling like this, like after Breath of the Wild, when like the first open world game I played after that, I was like, oh right, you can't just climb this.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's true. I played Horizon right after Breath of the Wild, and I was
Right.
like, damn.
The pawn system.
Yeah. Well, being able that's one of the things that like DS games and stuff introduced, like being able to like write notes on the map,
Yeah.
like taking those notes in game.
I guess, I mean, this is kind of different, but I loved at the time, and it's very hard to do, is in Mass Effect, that whole trilogy, how like everything just carried over.
Oh yeah, your decisions from
yeah.
game one.
Yeah,
all
if
the way
we
to-
get
Banner
more
Saga.
stuff like that. Yeah, like Banner Saga.
Yeah.
Like I think stuff like that's really cool, but obviously you need multiple games to do it.
That's
Walking
Walking
Dead,
Dead, yep,
all the
yep.
seasons.
And that,
Oh, do they really?
Yep.
and
Wow.
whatever that the 400 day, whatever that
Yep.
was.
Yep.
It
Yep.
was just one decision in that though.
Yeah.
I liked that whichever Mass Effect had the thing where you could like do a quiz. Like if you did the game on a different
Right.
system or whatever, you could like do the quiz of like, here are all the
Yeah.
choices I made. Here's who I romanced.
The friggin' Witcher, dude. When like that carries over, but there's something you can do in 2 where you can get like the tattoo. Do you remember that? Like you get drunk and you get a
Oh,
tattoo
right.
or something, and you can carry that into 3. Crazy.
Suikoden, dude. Suikoden 2 does it. It's sick.
Earthbound had scratch and sniffs.
Oh.
I guess I'm not shocked because it completely put an entire system out of business, but I'm surprised there hasn't been more like characters live their lives. Shenmue.
Oh, sure.
Characters live their lives. Shops open and close.
Animal
Like,
Crossing.
There's a lot of that.
Skyrim.
Yeah, that's more common nowadays.
Yeah.
Back then, it was just extremely expensive.
Red Dead.
Yeah, Red Dead does it, I guess.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yes. Strand
Ooh, yeah.
games. I actually thought there'd be more clones of that idea, and there kind of weren't.
Yeah, there haven't been a lot of things where you kind of like work together towards a goal and something that's
Yeah.
otherwise just basically single player.
Good call, that Japanese dude.
Build those roads.
It feels so good to build those roads.
Build those roads.
Yeah.
Just bombing down the road with a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
The
Teleporter launcher, like the catapult
grappling
Zip
beams,
lines.
zip lines.
Yeah,
Yeah,
zip
that
lines,
was
zip
the
lines.
fun. Building
Yeah.
those and seeing people complete them. Yeah.
Not necessarily I'm against it all the time, Blood, or I think it's cool sometimes on some expansions when they come out like Blood and Wine, you can just kind of have a character for that like right
Right.
away.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you don't have to play through the whole thing, and I don't mind doing that all the time, but I think it's a cool option every now and
Yeah,
then.
it's very smart that they did it
Yeah.
that way.
Brad said blood and wine.
Yeah, I did.
Especially as many times as like they put that game on sale and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Or and they're also encouraging people to like get it on multiple platforms and all that. If you don't have your save file, then yeah.
Why don't more games read my memory card?
Yes.
Read my save data, damn it.
I mean, there's just too many damn games now.
Yeah. But like, dude, I feel like a first party game could do it. And
Yeah.
Then, and then comment on another first
You just
party
gotta have it like make sense in the game, I guess.
Yeah.
Astrobot
Astrobot.
would be a good one to do
Thinking
it.
of ways
Yeah.
to charge you for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Add it to your subscription service, premium tier.
I do love when games like
Castlevania.
do like game folder tomfoolery, like Doki Doki Literature Club. Actually, you know the thing I've been wanting forever that I love so much that has never been fully realized is psychologically profiling the player and then changing the game to fuck with them more.
Yeah.
Like Shattered Memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a mechanic that needs to be done more.
Yeah.
Like, oh, are you afraid of this specifically? Here's more of that. Cool.
I've thought so many times.
The inverse of the arachnophobia.
Yeah. Like if it figures out that you like like every time you see a spider, you like jump scare it, like it reads the haptics. It's like, okay, more spiders, gotcha.
Oh, that's actually an interesting. Ooh, that it's using the motion controls
Yeah.
without you knowing it.
Yeah,
That's
heart rate monitor
diabolical.
stuff, like everything.
I've thought so many times how cool it would be if a game called me or sent me a text message, like a scary game.
There are games
And
that
it-
do that. There are games that have done that in the past. I
Yeah.
can't remember the name of it,
That's
but there's
sick.
one that you like got. It was like OG computer game. You got like phone calls and emails and stuff.
So
from
awesome.
Yeah. was it the Majestic or something like? It felt like it started with an M. But anyways, yeah, I remember one that's like right around 2001 or 2 or something like that. But
I'm trying to look.
it's a lot
Majestic,
of ARG
Majestic.
stuff. It was the Majestic?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
There's another one that I think I know about too, but yeah.
From LEL, hey allies, I just beat the last case of Benedict Fox.
Tell me how it is.
And while a bit rough around the edges with a few bugs, I had an overall great time with the game.
All right, I'm in. Thanks.
Sick.
I was surprised by how puzzle heavy the game is, more so by the fact
He's out.
Pedal.
that by default, the game offers no clues or hints on how to solve its rather complex
Oh, no
puzzles.
clues or hints. What are we talking about here?
Even the keys and items used to solve the puzzles aren't explained.
Whoa.
You just have to figure them out on your own.
Okay, so it's hardcore as hell.
Because of this, every time I solved a puzzle, I got the same feeling I get when beating a Souls boss after
Nice.
hours of
Ooh.
dying.
Nice.
So my question is, what are some of your favorite puzzle-solving moments, and how did you feel afterward? Happy, exhausted, accomplished? Thank you for all you do.
I brought up Inside a minute ago. I felt like that game had good puzzles.
Yeah,
Kinda-
like they're not like crazy complex, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's, you do have to like put things together.
Yeah.
I can't think of it exactly, but just Portal in general.
Yeah.
You just
Hell
solve
yeah.
like a room, and you're like, "Whoa, what the hell? That worked!"
yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. Portal's
Portal
insane.
2 co-op ones. Yeah.
So insane,
Pretty
dude.
intense.
God.
A lot of mistakes
Yeah, I do love
made.
when like you solve a puzzle in a way and you think you're all clever, and then you find out like, oh, that's there's just a way to do it.
Yeah.
Or you think you're breaking a puzzle and
Exactly.
then you find an
That
Easter egg
was-
by the devs and it's like, oh, you did that too. Talos Principle.
Oh, true. Yeah, Talos
Road to
Principle's a good
Gehenna,
one.
Talos Principle. It's so good.
Yeah, some of the obvious ones I thought were like Witness,
Oh yeah, The Witness for sure.
Tunic,
Mist.
Immortality, sort of.
Immortality, yes.
Case of the Golden Idol. Still want to play that DLC soon.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute since I replayed it, but I remember really liking the Clank sections in A Crack in Time.
Oh yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. I remember just like obsessing over those, loving those.
Some of the puzzles in Zelda shrines are really good, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Zelda.
Oh my god, Outer Wilds, just the whole damn game.
Yep. And another one I thought was Superliminal. The crazy thing with all the scale.
Yeah.
And then dumb little game I got into last year, Freshly Frosted.
Oh yeah, you were obsessed with that.
Oh yeah, I went through the whole thing.
Patrick's Parabox has some cute little puzzles in it. It's like a recursion game.
Mm-hmm. Let's play a game. From Jerry Young, we got another one of these. Hi allies. How about another game of Guess the Review? Below are some easy reviews with keywords removed. Can you guess which game it was for? On the surface, Blank is certainly all about slicing up blank, without a lot of emotional stakes. But there's a notable attention to depth and detail that's evident throughout.
Dead Island 2.
There you go.
Damn. By Bloodworth?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are we trying to guess the person too or just the game?
Bonus points for
they
person.
they just
I guess.
put guess the game, but yeah, we can do person too.
Okay.
But you'll maybe remember most of them because these are pretty recent ones that they pulled. Wild Hearts. I just said it like an idiot.
Wild Hearts!
Wild Hearts!
Wild Hearts!
Blood got it. Yeah.
Wait.
Blood was jealous. He couldn't get some
He
points.
didn't even need to hear a single word. He just knew.
Oh man.
Wait, but now we have to guess the quote.
Blood solved it.
Sorry.
Well, there's a lot of action combat. Something feels a little missing in the level.
Tires feel a bit splashy.
The tires feel a bit splashy in the monster combat. What was the quote?
The quote was, in an era when blank dominates the space, it's nice to have a newcomer step up to the plate and offer some competition. And blank is a good start.
Sick.
Yeah.
And it
Have
keeps
they
going from there.
added anything
Wild
since? That game's
Oh yeah,
chugging
they've
along?
been putting some new stuff
chugging
out
along?
for sure.
Sweet.
For sure.
Sweet.
Wild Hearts is good, dude.
Games exist a lot longer than you think usually.
Yeah.
Longer than 3 days.
Blank is another exceptional entry in the long-running franchise. The change of scenery does a lot for the game. It offers a fresh take on combat. It helps to alleviate the building franchise fatigue for veterans, and it provides a less intimidating starting point for newcomers.
I feel like this is me.
Regardless-
It's like a dragon, like a dragon, like a dragon.
There you go.
Yeah.
After all this,
Ishin.
yep.
Yeah.
After all is said and done,
He's so proud.
Blank emerges as a solid new IP.
Forspoken.
There it is.
Nice.
Is this fair? I just remember their own reviews.
Yeah, you said mine.
Blank has some rough edges to iron out, and in both puzzle mechanics and atmosphere, it doesn't stand quite as tall as some of its contemporaries.
That sounds like me.
Also, while the family dynamic is a key part of the
Nope,
narrative,
That's Somerville? Somerville?
there you
Yeah.
go.
Nice.
That's Bloodworth. Because I remember him saying that to me specifically.
but now it's time for bets. This week's bet, Darkest Dungeon 2 is out next week,
God, dude.
Insane.
God.
Jeez.
hitting 1.0. We're gonna have Gabby play a fresh save file.
Apparently, she was not notified
she was
of
not.
this.
She was not. But she is a neutral party. She does not bet.
Neutral party.
She will not be able to use any items from her inventory. So she can't heal, can't upgrade, can't swap weapons, any of that stuff. How long will she last on the road, measured by leagues on the end screen when she wipes? I had checked a Let's Play from Early Access a year ago, and they got about 60 leagues in a 40-minute run. Brad,
28 leagues.
28. Huber,
18 leagues.
18. Damiani.
1.
Whoa!
Oh, damn.
Insta-death.
First fight.
I don't know if that's possible, but wow.
Yeah, it's probably a tutorial fight.
Well, I just mean that, like, even like you might just travel
Oh,
before
yeah.
you get to a fight. But yeah, we'll see. Isla,
12.
12. Dawn,
4.5.
4.5.
He was laughing because he was like, oh, I thought I was being generous. He doesn't know what a league is. It's
And
a
I put
measurement of
17,
distance.
right under Huber.
Damn.
Last week's bet, Redfall, sure did come out Tuesday.
Sure did.
Wow.
Sure did. Boy, did it ever.
We played it. Huber's got a review incoming, but I went through the top 10 English reviews on OpenCritic, excluding IGN, looking to see how many times, because Mitch bet last week. Mitch was here.
Yes.
I was looking to see how many times I would find the word sucks. Specifically. No sucking, no suck, no anything. It has to have the S on the end. No sucktastic, whatever people might have come up with. Brad bet 2 times. Huber bet 4 times. Mitch bet 0.
0. It's probably 0, dude.
Isla bet 2 times.
Please already.
Don bet 6 times. And I bet 3 times. Interestingly enough,
Blood sneaky bets.
uh,
He was 1 under me then, he's 1 under me now. What the hell, dude? Stop looking at my bets, Blood.
You always rate them last.
Fair point.
there were several reviews in progress listed on OpenCritic, so I had to skip those. It's not your final review. I don't even know if you're gonna like write a whole new article for that. So
Yeah.
so I had to. So just say I'm not gonna count those. I'm not even gonna go through the whole list because there were only 2 from VG 24/7 and Windows Central. So that means
Can we have the context, please? For at least one of them? If it's too much, if you have to look
I
it up,
remember
it's
one
fine.
of them was up on a headline,
Okay.
but yeah, I'm trying to remember what the other one was.
Was it like, not the game sucks, but like blood sucks? Like you suck blood or whatever?
I don't think it was. I think it was
The
something
game.
about like the gun sucks or something like that. Or yeah, I forget. Yeah, well, I wouldn't think that exactly. I don't remember what it was. Anyways, but then the other one was just like a little like highlight thing right above the review. That's kind of like a splash tag kind of thing. But yeah, so Brad and Isla both won that.
Yeah.
Bringing the scores to Garrulous Ducks 12. Quack, 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 quack.
quack, 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 quack.
and Sleepy Grizzlies 6.
At this point, a tie is a loss. Frick.
Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. We are supported by you. We're supported by our fans. So to keep this thing running, to keep us surviving, to keep us paying the bills and the toilet paper and the paper towels and the waters and all that stuff, and just to eat and all that fun things. Isla has the sucks quotes.
I found the reviews.
I would love it.
Okay, so WindowsCentral.com. The connected players get to keep their loot, but who cares? The loot sucks anyway.
That's the one I was thinking.
That one.
Man, that's funny.
And then my favorite, above the entire review, on the page, like their little like bullet point summary, like super headline, like above the headline,
Yeah.
just a little thing. It just says on VG 24/7, just says "sucks to be you."
Damn, dude. Wow.
Redfall sucks to be you.
Oh my god.
Good Lord.
Intense.
Wow.
Anyways.
Anyway, sorry.
Yes. If you appreciate everything that we do, we are fan supported. So we could use your help anytime. Drop in there. We've got the Twitch subs. We've got a direct donation link in the description and below the Twitch player. But the most effective way to support us is via Patreon. It's becoming a monthly patron. And at $5, you get a lot of different benefits. You get this podcast 2 days early with 2 bonus Love and Respect questions. You get to submit to Love and Respect, put in those silly games, all the fun stuff. And you get access to our Discord, where you can vote on us, top 10s. You can check out music links that people put in there. I put a photo of my English breakfast from London, all kinds of fun stuff.
We're going to be doing a family feud in there.
Yeah.
You'll be the survey, basically. You'll vote on a survey.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool.
Survey says.
Yeah,
That'll be
and
Discord.
the closer to 100 participants we get on that, the better, because it'll ease the math.
I had assumed we'd have more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. And then at $10, you can join our contributor tier and submit to the community showcase, Q&A, stream team, stuff like that. Help pick things that we're going to stream. And then we have our producers, including our platinum producers, who get a shout out on this podcast every week, as well as shout outs on Frame Trap and Reaction Shots. And this month's shout outs go to Javawebs, El Thanis, and Greg, the Dark Knight Kettering. Shout out.
Shout out.
All right, Brad and Isla, you get to split duties. So you got a video to promote, you got a final word, and you get to sign off.
I'll do the sign up.
Yeah,
You got a
I'll
good
do the video. Yeah, I'll do that.
We
Is
can
final word
alternate a
first or
final
video?
word.
Sure.
Which one is it first?
Alternate to final word. Video first.
Okay, so I put up a Zelda video with the help of Don Casanova,
Heck yeah.
kind of a retrospective of the Breath of the Wild. It's called Reinventing a Legend, I believe it was called. Sorry, we came with the title like pretty quick before the video came out.
Yeah, we had some things we were throwing around the day before, and then like in the middle of the night, like here's something else I came up with.
Yeah.
And then Brad tweaked that. So
But it's like 50 minutes of me talking about Breath of the Wild, and there's some fun clips in there, some cameos in there that I had a really good time making this video, so I hope you check it out.
Do I do the final word? That's a great video. I think you did a great video.
Thanks.
We just shot something I'm very excited about. So there'll be another great video this weekend, hopefully, if I get it edited. Good night and good game.
no sucking.